you let me love you forever, forever? I wanna love you. Will you let me love you forever, forever and a day, 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 day.
Happy Hump Day! Welcome to TMW Online, the Melanated Way. I'm Linda. That is Abby. We are catching up on all things 90 Day to Single Life, Season 5, Episode 4, The Act of Breaking Girl Code. Now, I just want to tell you, I'm Team Liz in this situation. I really don't feel like she broke a code. I don't think she was doing anything like diabolical. I don't think that she was trying to be like all like, ooh, I'm sabotaging this relationship, like none of that stuff. But they took it there, so let's talk about it. What were your overall thoughts on this episode, Abby?
I agree with what you said. Also, even in the absence of whatever Liz said, if there was something cut out that we didn't see, the fact is that Pedro and Sophie do not want the same thing. So
Right.
it's a natural end to this potential coupling anyway. So why she's taking it to the extreme that Liz broke them up or Liz is the reason they're not talking anymore, I truly don't get. Their last conversation seemed definitive to me. I don't even understand her saying that Pedro's ghosting her.
Yeah,
This is
but
just
she plays
we're
games.
not compatible.
She plays games though because she wants the attention, but she doesn't want too much attention. When he stops talking to her, she's texting him incessantly and now likes him more because he's ignoring her. So that's like games. That's just games right there. So I think that she is using Liz as a scapegoat so that she can say it's not her and not take responsibility for the games that she was playing with Pedro. And instead, it can be like, oh no, you broke girl code and you try to sabotage this relationship. That's what I think it is.
I'm very inclined to agree with you because I don't really see any reason why she would be pursuing him otherwise.
I mean, we'll see. So we're going to start off with Gino and Natalie. Gino.
Toes.
Pardon?
Toes.
Yeah, said no one ever to Gino. Gino wants to know if Natalie thinks that he has nice toes, and he segues that into sucking his toes. And I just thought that the whole episode out the gate, like, again, can I get some warnings? Because Gino is favorite. So he wants to talk about sucking toes. We find out that he snuck into her bedroom, which I just think is a huge red flag. She had him on the couch. She made the bed on the couch. And he literally forced his way in to her bedroom and said, oh, well, we cuddled all night. And then wants her to lotion his back. So these are all microaggressions as far as I'm concerned, where he's like making her do things and that she probably wouldn't have done. Do you know what I mean, Abby? Hello?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she didn't know how to feel about it, which I took as you didn't like it and you're trying to rationale your way into feeling like it was okay because it already happened.
Right. Which we should never have to do as women.
No, but unfortunately, it's a common position that women find themselves in. And, a day later, or whenever this interview occurred later, she's still struggling to find how she feels about what happened. Baby, it's okay to say you feel violated and hang him up.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, she says that exact thing. Waking up to Gino was awkward for her. She is trying to let him realize that he needs to earn her trust back, earn her heart back, and earn her bed back. But she's struggling on the fence because even though he did all that, she still thinks he's has some irresistible swag. And I said, Irresistible who? An
I
irresistible,
know.
an irresistible what? Swag? Are we talking about the same Gino? Because I don't see it at all. Hey, Ray
Mm,
Dallas.
not at all.
And then I want to remind you guys that he invited himself there. She didn't invite him there, right? He asked if he could come visit her, and she said yes. Different than her saying, "Hey, come visit me." Those are two separate things. Okay.
Hmm.
That being said, she had plans for the weekend, so she's like, "Yeah, I have plans. I'm going to my friend's potluck, and you can come if you want, but you have to bring something." And he equated that to her inviting him to meet her friends, and I just like, LOL, that did not happen. The way he hears things or twists things for his advantage is wild to me. And this is how people miscommunicate, because she's being very clear. I'm going whether you're here or not. You're welcome to come if you want, but you have to bring something. That nowhere in there is like, hey, I'm with you. I'm so excited for you to meet my friends and introduce you as a couple. No, ugh. He's worried that her friends have some preconceived notions of him, and she is worried that her friends have some preconceived notions of him, and she hopes that they see what she sees in him. So they arrive. He meets a bunch of the friends. He brings, okay, you guys, he brings ham and cheese. And when I say ham and cheese, I'm not saying like it's pre-made. It's like just the bread, just the ham, and just the cheese. And he's just like put them together. And his thought process is that he used to be some type of cook somewhere, which I don't believe for 1 minute. If you're gonna grill that bread, there's no butter on it, there's nothing on it, and that's why his stupid cheese was sticking to the pan. And the other thing that grossed me out is that you just came from outside, and we already know who Gino is. You came from outside and you didn't wash your hands, and then your dirty hands are on the bread and in the food, and then you're forcing someone to eat it. Absolutely not. You know what, you guys, you can't eat at everybody's house.
This is horrible potluck etiquette to have a host put out to get dishes out for you, to get, a pot out for you, to get a spatula for you. Like the whole idea of a potluck is that the host doesn't have to do that kind of prep work for you. So bad etiquette. Also want to back up to what he said in the car on their way there when he was like, "Oh, what happened previously between them, I had no control over." So still not taking responsibility for what happened previously between Natalie and Jasmine. So he's given Natalie, he's given you enough red flags already that you don't need any more. But let's continue.
So while Gino is making his grilled ham and cheese that are amok, Melanie, who we find out is Natalie's good friend, comes in to just, have some conversation with Gino. And she thinks that, it's a big plus that she brought him, because she doesn't just bring anyone around. And she starts asking questions that friends ask, like, are you entertaining any other women? And he is online. She wants to know if Natalie knows about that. Does she know that you're speaking to other girls? And he's like, well, I'm not really speaking to them. I'm just talking to them online. And we already know that that's Gino's MO, right? Like
Lies.
he doesn't meet people in real life. He starts online so that he can curate his word, an ideal of who he is. So he's basically bait and switching is what he's doing. Catfishing, he's bait and switching, whatever you want to call it. That's what he's doing. And so, Melanie's really concerned about that. Because she says, it seems like Natalie likes you, but like, does she know all of these things about you? And if you're not telling her, then you're not really being honest about where you guys are in this, whatever this is. And so Mike comes in, another friend of Natalie's, and Melanie bolts outside because that is where Natalie is. And she basically says, he seems like he likes you, but I didn't like that he made no eye contact with me. He is talking to other women and entertaining other women. And he just seems like he's hiding something. And when she said, well, do you like him? She says, I don't like him. I really don't. I don't like, period. I really don't. Full stop. That's not wrong. Natalie doesn't want to get hurt again. And I am just like, Natalie, are we taking this situation seriously? Because why are you? Like, why do you think that is, Abby?
I mean, you said previously that you thought that this was, there was an ulterior motive here. If I'm thinking that she's a smart person, I have to agree there's got to be some ulterior motive, because what smart person would see the things that we've said so far and say, yeah, I'm going to give him another chance? Like, he's actively a bad person. It's not all in the past.
Yeah, I mean, live chat, replay, let us know what you think. What does Natalie gain from this? I mean, I already know what I think she gains, right? She gains some notoriety. She gains some international TV exposure, all of that stuff. But besides that, like, I just don't see it. Do you want add anything before I move on to Pedro?
I do. The front porch of the house that they went to is my favorite style of front porch, with the long, patio with enough space that you can have some nice big chairs out there. Oh, I loved it.
Oh. Did you want to add anything else?
No.
Okay. Pedro. Pedro. Oh, Pedro. Let me just make sure my thing is here. Okay, good. Pedro is sad because, Sophie wants to date other people, and he basically wanted to wife her up and have babies right away. And now she's texting him nonstop. So he is confused, because it's like, we just had a conversation where you said, you're single and ready to mingle. And I said that I'm looking to get married and be in a serious relationship and have babies. So I don't understand. This is incessant texting. So he's not responding.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's game playing as far as I'm concerned. And that's absolutely mixed signals. And I think she forgets that she does that. And then when she's confronted on it, she's like, no, I never said that. And I never did that. Because I'm seeing the same pattern with what happened with Rob to a lesser degree. But you're forgetting, like, hey, you hate Rob, but then we find out that you're still sleeping with him and still talking to him. So, like, what is it? That's mixed signals. So he is going to meet up with his sister Nicole and Saul, her dog. And, as we already know, Nicole is very protective of him. And Pedro thinks that she was right about Chantel the whole time, which is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. That is false. A false statement. Now, one of the things I thought was interesting, Abby, is that, so this is Nicole now. And I don't know, she looks like she's looking like her mom more and more now. Don't you think?
Yeah, I actually watched a video where she got some plastic surgery done. And I thought at the end, this is just aging her. It's not, she wanted like a more defined jawline, chin area. I didn't think that it did any good for her, but to each their own. It's your face. You want to be happy with it. But I think it aged her up.
Yeah, because I was like, she's looking like her mom, and she is the youngest sister. I don't know. She just looks way different to me. So Pedro has made the commitment to himself that he's only going to be with someone who gets along with his family. Okay, good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that. And so Nicole arrives. Pedro tells her about Sophie, and Sophie's been acting off. She's been acting distant. She's not ready for a relationship. She's not healed. All of these things. And I just was like, here's the thing. Those things are all true. Okay. She has been acting distant. She has been giving him mixed signals. She is not ready for a relationship. She is not healed. But telling your sister this, knowing the type of person she is also setting up Sophie for failure. Because if you
Absolutely.
decide to give Sophie another chance, she is already thinking all the bad things. That's why I just really feel, you guys, you have to really think about what you're telling people, especially if you yourself haven't decided what you're firmly committed to. If you're firmly committed to
Mhm.
like it's over, then I get it. But Pedro, you're not. She's still in the DR, and I know you're going to have some type of contact with her. So now you're inviting the drama in because you know how your sister acts.
Right.
Nicole says, first time since his divorce from Chantel, this is the first time he's been in love with someone else, and she's feeling that she needs to protect him. She wants him to live his best life. But she doesn't think that this is Sophie. And Pedro doesn't feel appreciated, and he feels frustrated by Sophie. And I was wondering, you guys, because in my recollection, I'm not recalling, did Pedro pay for her to come to the DR to see him?
They didn't actually say that. I was waiting for it too, but they never affirmatively said that he paid for her to come. They only said that he invited her, and that he found the van. He got the van for them to get from one place to the other.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious because I do feel like that plays a part in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I was curious about that. Because for him to say that he doesn't feel appreciated and he's frustrated, men usually say that when they've also like spent on you and then
Mm-hmm.
it's not working out the way they want. So then they get frustrated with that situation and they think about, oh, I did this and I did that and I did this for you, which really, you know, that's another whole story, because you shouldn't do it if you don't really want to. And then if it doesn't work out your way, you shouldn't then blame that person just because you didn't get your way. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole thinks that Sophie's immature. She's not a woman and she doesn't like it, and she doesn't like Sophie for Pedro. And goes on to say, this is Nicole with the words of wisdom. Nicole says, confused people hurt people, and you'll suffer and be collateral damage if you decide to move forward. And I just like looked at her. Just looked at her. Because, okay. Pedro then says in his mind that he's already in love with Sophie, and maybe he has to walk away because she wants to date other guys, but he's still in that I don't know what I'm going to do situation. So do you see how, like, I can see the train wreck up above.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it. Do you all see it? Because it's coming. And so it ends their segment with Nicole basically saying that she thinks he's going to ruin his life again. And I just find this whole thing crazy. Like, when you date, you really do date that person and their family. Like, you just do. There's no ways around it. Do you want to add anything?
I didn't like Chantel saying, I mean, I didn't like Nicole saying that he's going to ruin his life again. I don't think Chantel was ruining his life. Like, that relationship grew him in a lot of ways, you know? They were both young together. He didn't handle her family situation as well as she could have. I'm sure they both learned things about themselves, learned things about each other. I thought they were a genuine couple, you know, that was just having issues. And it's okay if a relationship that you had in the past didn't work out. It's okay to say that it just didn't work out. You don't have to call it a failure.
Well, I mean, Nicole's saying that because she's always hated on Chantel. Like,
She has always hated Chantel.
She has had always envy and jealousy towards Chantel, period. She tried to make herself look as close as possible to Chantel. And every time Chantel would change her look, Nicole would change her look very similar to. So I don't think she would ever have a kind word to say about Chantel. doesn't make her so she's not right about that situation. And I agree with you. I think that they grew apart, and I do think that Pedro did some villainous stuff. But at the end of the day, they grew apart, and that sometimes happens.
Right.
I don't have a lot on Tony and Vanya. I just think that they're both toxic for each other, and I don't like when people talk out the side of their face. So you're saying one thing and then you're saying something else, and you're like, well, which is it? So
Mm-hmm.
he says to Vanya that he can't say yes to them right now. He can't commit to them right now. He can't be exclusive to them right now. And her confronting him is making him feel overwhelmed. Victim, victim, victim. He's telling you exactly who he is right now. He's telling you exactly who he is right now. He is telling you exactly who he is and who you are to him in this moment. He is not going to commit to you. He's not going to be exclusive to you. He cannot say yes. But then she wants to still talk about it. I don't understand. What part don't you understand? Because that was very clear English to me. And I literally wrote down, girl, he does not want you.
Yeah. It was blowing my mind that she was attempting to continue this conversation in a way that, like, she was going to persuade him into wanting her. Girl, you don't want that. You don't want to have to persuade someone into wanting you. And isn't she the same person who complained that she was tired of always being the one to be in control and take initiative? No, that was Liz. That was Liz. So, like, doing this right here, what you're doing, if he did acquiesce to a relationship, now you're the first one who made a move physically to do the kiss. You're the one who made the DTR conversation and forced him into a relationship. Like, how do you feel good in your relationship when you don't know if your partner would have ever chose you because you keep on pushing things on them?
That's it. It's disgusting. Vanessa says she has the worst judgment and luck. So he goes on to say, putting a title on them is too restrictive for him. And I am like, hear his words. Like, why are you not hearing what he's saying? Because he literally is rejecting you in multiple ways, like all across the board. And then says to her, what's the difference between dating and hanging out? Like, does it matter? And yes, it does matter. It does matter. And I feel like that was manipulation, because here's what happens. Here's what happens. He's been saying, no, 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 no. I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not committing. I'm not committing. I'm not committing. And then flips it and says, well, what's the difference between dating and hanging out? Because I take my time when I date, which also is not true about him, because when we met him, he just finished telling us how he met Vanya and his ex-wife at the same time. And then a few months later, he married that woman. And then a few months later, they got divorced. So what time are you taking? What slowness do you got? Because your actions and words are not matching up right now.
Right.
Then he says he wants more dates, that she does make him happy, but he's in no rush to get to the final step. Then they kiss goodbye. And so now Vanya thinks that she has changed his mind. She thinks that they are dating. And his words don't match. So are you dating? Or are you not dating? Are you interested in her? Or are you not interested in her? Because you started off strong, friend. You said no, 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 no. And then you're like, well, let's have some more dates because you make me happy, but I'm not in a rush. Outrageous. Which what?
Yeah, which one is it?
Oh, which one? Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
No, Vanya's delusional. Vanessa said she makes the worst decisions. I completely agree. All right. On to my favorite person so far in the single life.
Now we're moving on to Kim. And Jody and Laura, her friends, are having a party that they have like once or twice a month, or once or twice every month. Does that make sense? Am I saying that right? They have a party like
Mhm.
once every few months. That's what I'll say. And so Kimberly's coming over. She's, feeling really great about herself because she's lost a bunch of weight. So she put on a skirt. She's ready to go to this party. She explains to them when she gets there. Thank God she dropped B, because B was a 2 thumbs down for me. He doesn't want what she wants, and he cannot fill the needs that she needs in her life. And so she needs more than he can offer. And so she's just like, no, that's done. And bravo for realizing that, Kimberly.
Mhm.
A bunch of people show up. They're having like, I think, a Hawaiian theme party because they're all getting these lays and making jokes about getting laid, which I think is funny. And then Joe shows up, and this is Joe. I laughed because it was the one black guy at the party that they're trying to set up Kim with. So I guess Kim has a type, and that type is black men.
Kim absolutely has a type. I also thought it was funny. They were like, "We know somebody that we should hook you up with." But he did seem nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah. They introduce Joe to Kim, and they do like a little bit of limbo dancing. And she's like, she thinks he's attractive, but she's a little leery because she says he's short, and she can't be around, because she says she's 5'9", and she can't be around short guys and be with a short guy. And when she said, like, what am I supposed to do? Be like, turn to him and say, come on, little one, died of laughter. But then, so they're talking. I found out from this episode that Kimberly lived in Virginia for 25 years before she moved back to San Diego, which I don't think I knew that about her. But she does think that Joe is cute. And then she said that he's short. But then I want to show you the screenshot that I got. These two are eye to eye. So he is at least 5'9". Because if she's 5'9", this is looking equal height to me.
Yeah, he's not short. She just wants someone who's a head taller than her, but he's not short.
So they have a lovely conversation. Joe thinks Kim is a breath of fresh air, full of life and energy, and she really is all of those things. I really do think that he's age appropriate. He is showing interest.
Mhm.
He's being gentlemanly. I really do. This is a breath of fresh air for me to see her being treated in this way, because we haven't seen her being treated this way with anyone else.
Right, we haven't.
I do want to know a little bit more about what he does, because he says he writes music, he produces music, is all about music. Okay, but like, is that, anyways? Let me not be a skeptic. They are both big Michael Jackson fans, so much so that Kimberly shows her Michael Jackson tattoo. And Kimberly, I love you. I really do. I love you, girl. I love you. I was just having a hard time seeing the hat. What hat is that? Like, do you guys see it? Or is it just like I see the glove, but what hat is that? Is it the black hat?
To me, it looks like the Toad from Super Mario Brothers. But
yeah, I'm gonna have to have a conversation, because I'm like, I don't see, where's the hat? Do you guys see it? Because I just am trying to. I see the glove. To me, it looks like a little alien putting his hand on his mouth. That's what it looks like. Someone has to show.
It's not very good artwork.
Yeah, and who knows? It might be really old. You know how sometimes tattoos fade and stuff? over the years. I don't know, but I just thought that was like a cute little moment. Kimberly does feel Kimberly does feel a connection with Joe. She also feels safe around him. She feels like he said all the right things. They do a little hula hooping together, have a bunch more laughs, and then she decides it's time to go home. He asks, "How are you getting home?" She's like, "I'm taking the Uber because I live far." And he's like, "Well, at least let me walk you out." And I just thought that was lovely. And he asked for a hug, and they hug goodbye. And I think silver linings saying it's a fedora. When was Michael Jackson known for a fedora?
If you were to get a tattoo of Michael Jackson in some kind of hat, the Smooth Criminal hat, obviously.
Which is what I was saying, the black one. I don't know. I mean, this is a mystery to me. What do you have to add to Kimberly that she is one of your favorites?
So I don't expect Kimberly to go around telling the story of what's happened to her and the adoption, but I do think it's interesting that at this moment in time, in describing herself and giving him background information, she still chooses to say she has one son. Because she could say that she has 3 kids without further explanation at this moment in time, but it's interesting to me that she chooses not to.
I mean, that is a really good observation. That is a really good observation. But I do know that you also said that she's not even really acknowledging like Larry in the sense that, oh, I'm a grandmother and all of that. So maybe it hasn't sunk in for her yet. I don't know, but that is a good catch because she does have 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, Liz and Via. I love this for her. Liz, please continue to try to make this vacay bay only. Let's not try to roll this over into the future.
Oh, she's trying to roll it, Linda.
Yeah,
she's trying to roll it.
That's not what I want.
I lost my pen, guys. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I lost my pen for a second. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sleepy. Let's go.
So she's on her way to meet Via. They're going kayaking, day 2. Love the fact that he is planning activities. Love the fact that he is thinking about her and planning the dates. I do think that we need to keep it light and easy and on vacation. Keep it holiday sexy. That's it. He gets shoes for her. They go kayaking. And she really just talks about how she too is enjoying the fact that he's planning all the dates because Ed was a princess and they all what he wanted to do. And a lot of that was just eating and drinking. And she likes to be active. And then Jason was a homebody, so they didn't do anything because he liked to stay at home. So she's really enjoying this. And I'm enjoying this for her. And I'm really wanting her to stick to this. Like, I don't know how to explain. I just want you to have a beautiful holiday experience, get a little jiggy, and leave it right where it is. That's what I want for you. We find out that Via has been single for 1.5 years, and she explains to him how she tends to jump into relationships, which, you know, it's looking like she's trying to do right now. Yes, you've had 2 great dates, but really it's only been 2 dates. One time I went on this date. Can I just tell you? One time I went on this date.
Yes.
Date was amazing, you guys. Amazing. We hit it off. We went to a Korean barbecue so that it was an interactive experience, all of that stuff. And then he asked me, we've had this conversation, I think. And I can't remember what you guys said. So clearly I'm going to have to hear you guys say it again. So he asked me on the first day, are you dating other people? And I said, yes. And he got in his feelings. And then by the end of the date, he was giving me an ultimatum to date him exclusively and not anyone else. And then I said, well, I don't know you. Like, we've literally spent maybe 4 or 5 hours together. I can't say that I'm not gonna go on these other dates because that doesn't, what isn't dating, isn't that what you do? You date?
Hmm.
Isn't that what you do, guys? Someone tell me if I was in the wrong. So we stopped talking
That's my impression. Yeah.
because I was like, no, I can't tell you after one date that I can be exclusive with you. That's outrageous. And bring it back to Liz. You've been on 2 dates. Girl, you're not in love. You just love how you're
No.
being treated because you're finally being treated how you want to be treated instead of these losers that you were with. And you were with the ultimate loser for too long that maybe it's warped your brain so everything seems extra amazing.
No, that's a real thing for her brain to be warped coming out of this experience with Ed, because we saw all the times where she tried to express herself and couldn't, she wasn't heard. So that's a real thing. That's a real thing that she probably needs to deal with.
Mm-hmm. So here's also where she said that, in her relationship, she's had to be the dominant one. She's never been able to be the feminine one in her relationships. And, Ed wasn't one to like open doors, no chivalry. And she's like, she actually had to open doors and help Ed into the car most of the time. It's outrageous. Y'all just don't settle. Like, good Lord. Okay. She feels really safe and comfortable with Via, and he is also being communicative about his feelings, which I really love for her as well. So she's like, thank you for a great day. He says, I'm really glad to have met you. They kiss, and what's crazy? They had a passionate kiss, you guys, and I was here for it, and it was not gross. It was not gross. I mean, I'm still traumatized from, Dania and Laura. Still traumatized because that was nasty.
Yeah, that was disgusting. But you know what? I will admit that there's an automatic ick when I see affection between people that I don't find attractive. So here, Liz and Via not bothering me, part of it is because I find them attractive.
Oh, that's an interesting point. That's not for me. That's not me. I think it goes back to what you told me earlier in this another season. If I just don't like you, everything about you, I'm just not going to like it. I'm trying to work on it. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't care. So we find out that Liz is falling for him. And one of the things she's worried about, because she is falling for him, is that she hasn't told him about her cancer. Now, I thought she was cancer-free. So I'm wondering if she was not cancer-free when she was filming this. And then this was so sad to me, you guys. She was like, I don't know, am I worthy to date? Will you take a chance on me? And I was just like, oh my God, that's so sad. You are absolutely worthy. We are all, well, most of us are worthy. Some of these men are not worthy.
That's where I thought you were going originally. And I was like, yeah, she didn't want to say men. Okay, she didn't have to say men. But here we are. Linda, as I know her.
Yeah. I mean, Ed was not worthy of her. And I hate that he makes you feel like you're not worthy to date because you were way out of his league and he knew it. That little toad totally warped your mind. And now you're questioning yourself, and you're questioning yourself in your most vulnerable state. And Liz, you're absolutely worthy. You're more than worthy. And I do hope you find love, but I hope you also leave this holiday bay on holiday vacation and continue to just move forward in the progress in your health. What is this woman's name? Laura or Lisa? You guys are confusing me.
Lisa and Daniel, Laura and Birkin.
Okay, so was I not calling her Lisa yesterday?
You did call her Lisa yesterday, Lisa and Daniel, and you were also calling Laura Lisa 2.0. That was really funny, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about the disgusting kiss between Daniel from Nigeria and Lisa from wherever she's from. That is the kiss that I just did not appreciate. And I didn't appreciate that they continued to zoom in and do it all the time. Then
We saw the whole time. Oh,
I also don't like what these two are doing. I don't. And you know what? I think I might be the minority opinion because I'm seeing online and people are loving these two. They think that it's like amazing and funny and all of that stuff. And so I don't know.
I don't feel that way, but maybe there's something that they know that we don't know. You know, maybe he's also there on vacation and he'll be back in the States and they could continue to see each other. Maybe it's something like that. But as far as we know, this is somebody who is one of Pedro's friends who is from DR, lives in DR, and wouldn't be able to freely travel to the United States. So just, Liz, don't, when you get home, you're focusing on your recovery and your mental health. You don't need to be worried about Via when you get home. Just have fun with him now.
No, Via lives in Atlanta. He told us that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he lives in Atlanta.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, him and Pedro both live in Atlanta. He flew out with Pedro. But still, Liz, still, no.
I mean, that makes it harder for her to let him be a vacation bae. I'm gonna be honest.
No, don't do it. Okay. What else do you want to add?
Let me see. I don't think I have anything. Nope, nothing else on my notes. Right here at the bottom, Ed was a princess. That was pretty funny when she said he was a fairy. That's it.
I don't know if princess is the word I'd use. Troll, maybe. Igor, maybe. No, I'll stop. Let me stop. Lord, I'm joking. I'm just joking. Okay, but I'm not wrong. Sophie.
Not wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Sophie and Julia are besties. Sophie feels like the trip is not going the way she wants it because the first day it was awkward between her and Pedro. But Sophie, you made it awkward. You gave him the side hug out the jump, and it just went downhill from there. And you made it awkward in front of all his friends. You brought up your ex-husband and sleeping with him. You said that you still talk to him. Then you also said all the things. Yeah, that's gonna be awkward. Day one. And then you said this trip is not going your way because Liz talked negative about you. That too is also not true. And the fact that you didn't allow Liz to tell you without being defensive what she actually said was really, I took issue with it. I took issue with it because the title of the episode is The Act of Breaking Girl Code. And Liz did not break girl code, in my opinion. She thought she was helping you. She thought she was saying, hey, she's still healing. She loves the fact that you send flowers and she's never been treated this way. And so that to me would translate into continue to do those things. Just slow down because she's not healing. No word that is breaking girl code as far as I'm concerned. But instead, Liz took it as, oh, no, you were talking negative about me and you're sabotaging this relationship. The third thing that Sophie says that is making this trip not go her way is that Pedro stopped responding to her messages.
Good for Pedro.
What? Yesterday,
good for Pedro.
Yesterday, she was complaining that he was coming on too strong and he wants more than what she wants, blah, 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 blah. He takes that feedback and lets you do your own thing. And now you're incessantly texting him and you're mad that he's not responding. So what is she going to do? Because she thinks she's being ghosted by Pedro. She's going to go out for drinks with Julia. and quote wants to enjoy her freedom and meet other guys. And I just was like, this, I don't know about you all, but I see the pattern. She wants to have the attention, but she wants the attention on her own terms, and she wants a little bit of attention because then if you start liking her, then she's gonna have to like move forward with it a bit. She doesn't want that. She wants the surface like. Go about on a bunch of first dates. Let them know that you're not looking for anything so that they won't get their feelings hurt. But then do that if it's just about like puffing up your ego and getting attention, because that's what it's coming
Right.
to me. So they're at the bar for like 5.5 seconds, and then Gustavo approaches them. He's a general doctor, has a little bit of small talk. They've been in the DR for 4 days. They're on a girls' trip. Sophie likes him immediately in that first 5 seconds, right? Which, you know, he's easy on the eyes, I'll say that. But that's where I think that's the level of attraction she is right now. She's like on that surface stuff. Because how are you like,
Very.
you already like him. You like what he looks like. You like probably that he's a doctor, but you don't know anything about him besides his name is
Right.
Gustavo, and he's a doctor. So they speak a little Spanish together. She speaks Spanish because she lived in Spain for a little bit, as we know. Liz arrives and Sophie gets upset about it. And again, I just think that this is immature behavior, but it also shows her age. She doesn't acknowledge Liz's existence and then takes off to the other side of the bar. And this is without Liz knowing that she's even upset. And so, you know, use your words, communicate,
Mhm.
allow the person to have the opportunity to respond to what you're saying. Like, you're adults. Well, Silver Lining says Sophie broke girl code believing a guy she says is a liar over her friend. Facts. That part. And also to jump off of what Silver Lining is saying, the simple fact that you didn't look into Pedro's history and how he did Chantel, and then you're taking this guy's word over your supposed good friend who you invited to come to the DR and to have a girls trip, and you don't even give her the opportunity to explain herself. You just automatically think she's the one in the wrong. That's absolutely true. You are breaking girl code, and dare I say, you were never really like, hey, this is one of my girls. Because there are girls that are like that. They're friendly in your face, but they're not like down for the cause.
Mhm.
So Julia, thank God for Julia, everybody, because not only is she like the comedy relief, she's the sensible one. So she makes the girls sit down and talk. And Liz has no idea what's going on, right? So Sophie's like, yeah, Pedro's ghosting me because he thinks that I have a boyfriend because of you, Liz. His feelings are hurt, and he said that he needed to be careful because of you, Liz. And Liz is like, I never said be careful, and I'm not trying to sabotage this. And she freaks out. And I do think, and I agree with Liz, that Sophie is looking for someone to blame so that she doesn't have to take responsibility of that imploding relationship. Her responsibility is she came in coming in hot because this is not the first trip they've taken together, you guys. They've taken other trips and they've seen each other. He sends flowers all the time. So he bought her a $2,000 necklace. Like, all of those things, he's showing his interest, and he's told you what he's looking for. He's saying, I'm in my 30s now. I'm looking to settle down. I'm looking to have a family. And were you honest with him about your feelings? Did you tell him from the jump, I'm not looking for anything? I'm just trying to date and have a good time. Did you say that? Because I don't think you did.
Mm-mm.
Because he wouldn't be
She
so
didn't say
surprised.
that.
Of course she
She
didn't.
wouldn't know. She wouldn't know how to say that. She's horrible at communication.
So We'll find out. All I know is that Liz is like, I'm not being blamed for this because I didn't do anything. And I agree. And I think that Sophie should take a minute and think about how she treats her female friends over the attention that you get from men. And is it worth it?
Right. Because only one of those is more likely to sustain you when you're sick, when you're experiencing job loss. You know, there's like statistics out there that show how often women are abandoned by their husbands in times of strife, and the girlfriends around you are the ones who pick you up and pull you back up.
And men lie. You could have the best man in the world, guys. And I'm not saying I love men, but I also know they lie. They lie. And they lie about random stuff. Sometimes it's to protect whatever they think they're protecting. And sometimes it's just to lie. Men lie.
Yep.
Tina says, Sophie is where the dollar and attention is. She doesn't care about anyone else. Woo! I mean, I know it definitely is about the attention. And
Definitely is.
I gotta tell you, good friends are hard to come by. And as you get older, your circle gets smaller. And if you're going to continue to choose a man over a friend, promise you, you will have no friends at the end of the day.
No friends. And if you're going to pick a friend in the 90-Day franchise, Julia's a good friend to pick. Liz is a good friend to pick in the franchise. So to destroy a relationship with somebody who's shown themselves over and over again to be real and be vulnerable, and let that go over a man is really, truly a tragedy.
100%. 100%. You guys let us know. Do you think that Liz broke the girl code? Let us know in the replay. That's all I have for today. We are almost caught up. There's only one more episode before we will be concurrent. You like how I use that?
Mm-hmm.
I use it purposely for your legal background.
I like how you pulled that out. Love it. Love how you use that in a sentence.
Thank you. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. We will see you guys very soon because we're catching up on all things 90 days. And have a great rest of evening, y'all. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.